First, let's start with violent protests in Iran. You can hear them playing out there, people taking to the streets, and they're reporting a violent response by Iranian police. So that's prompting President Donald Trump to warn the U.S. will intervene if the country kills peaceful protesters. This is, of course, amid growing demonstrations that have turned deadly in that Islamic Republic. CBS News White House reporter Aaron Navarro following the president's warning. Aaron, we know that Mr. Trump ordered that U.S. military strike on Iranian nuclear sites. So why is he threatening to get involved here?
Yeah, we know that President Trump in general does have a problem with Iran, sees it as an enemy, and has seemed to be seeing the images that you were just seeing of those protests and talked about getting the U.S. involved, writing on Truth Social that they would come to the rescue of protesters attacked in Iran, and said, quote, "We are locked and loaded and ready to go," though there are no further details on what that means. But this post, which came about 3 a.m. Eastern today, came just days after President Trump said he would support Israeli strikes on Iran if they continued with their missile programs. He made vague references to reports that Iran may be trying to revive that nuclear program that you mentioned was hit by U.S. strikes earlier this year, though there has not been clear evidence of that. We're also seeing some reaction from Iranian officials. The Secretary of the Supreme National Security Council, Ali Larijani, wrote on X that, quote, "Trump should know that American interference in this internal issue would mean chaos across the entire region." He added that it was Trump who, quote, "started the adventurism," and that it should be America who looks after their own soldiers. The head of Iran's parliament also said in reaction to President Trump's post that all American bases and forces across the entire region will be legitimate targets if the U.S. interferes with Iran. We know that in general, the stance of Iran and the president is that they believe that they are at a, quote, "full-scale war with the U.S., Israel, and Europe," saying that none of these countries, in an interview last week, want Iran to remain stable, a reference to the crippling economic sanctions that the U.S. has applied on Iran since President Trump began his second term.
Aaron Navarro, thank you so much for that update from the White House.